All right, boys and girls, girls and boys, what is going on, dude? I just had the best poop, dude. It was one of the greatest poops ever, dude. Like, actually, if you were to, like, to boil it down and, like, quantify how great this poop was, it's like if you take a water balloon, hit it with a little poke, and it goes, that's what came out of my butt, dude. That's what came out of my butt. It was insane, dude. It was like watching like an 80s movie when a head pops and the blood just shoots everywhere and there's chunks flying. That was basically what was happening outside of my butthole. My butthole was just sitting there. It was screaming for dear life. It was, and it was just going, dude. It was going. It was crazy. But yeah, no, that was wild. Anyways, give me a half second. I need my hat. Where did I put my hat? I was wearing a hat yesterday. Dude, what happened to my hat? I had a hat yesterday. I just bought a new hat. Or was given a new hat. And now I can't find my new hat. It was a disaster. Nice. There we go. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. I found my hat. I knew I said it somewhere. I just couldn't figure out where I said it. This is going great, dude. This is a wonderful, wonderfully in depth, great first stream in the morning. But all right, let's get into it. Ooh, that was a yogurt burp, bro. Those are weird ones. Anyway, boys and girls, we're gonna look at a few different things now. This first one is a content creator named Sheeply. Or Sleepy. Sleepy is a guy that I like his commentary. I do. I've always thought that Schleppy here has some pretty good commentary. He recently has been going scorched earth on Cameron F305. Now, if you don't know what's going on with Cameron F305, he's got some allegations. They're not. I don't know. He seems to care a lot about him. I haven't like covered a lot of this. I did cover the Cameron situation a little bit. It's kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the dumber dramas I have covered on the channel. There's like a 2.5 year age gap. I do think the new Cameron content deputy was kind of cringe. I'm gonna sue you, boy. I'm gonna sue you, Noah Samson. I'm gonna sue you so hard. Morning, Doss Man. I got Doss Man in chat. I'm gonna sue you so hard. It's gonna take you back, Noah Samson. Generational debt. It's like you're not gonna sue shit. You're gonna beg Ethan Klein to sue or to be like latched onto onto this lawsuit like a leech, bro. Like, come on. Why is everybody suing everybody? How are you going to prove damages when this has been gangbusters for everybody's career? But anyways, there's supposedly a drama between Nicholas Diorio and Cameron 305. Now, I saw this going on a little bit on Twitter. He kind of inserted himself into it as well, and he's going hard in the paint for like Cameron being like after kids when that's not at all the case. It's a little weird. I eventually I might watch his video on Cameron. I don't know. I watched like the first 2 minutes and said I didn't want to watch that on my channel.
It's crazy. No, I'm being a little facetious here. So Cameron F305, as we all know, is a bit of a rodent, okay? He's the new content cop in town, okay? Now, about a week and a half ago, I went over some of the allegations that Cameron F305 was dealing with. To be fair, I didn't have as much information as there currently is today, but I think I came to a decent conclusion where I said he's clearly weird, clearly a loser.
And I would agree with that. In a certain extent, I would agree that he is kind of weird and he's kind of a loser. I would say, like I said, I didn't watch the video because of the fact that it was like, hear about poop. Why is there a person on my screen? I already talked about the poop. Go to the beginning and come back. Just go to the beginning and come back. It was a glorious conversation about poop. I talked about how much my butt cheeks flapped, dude. When I made this poop this morning, my butt cheeks flapped. dude. Like, it was scary, dude. I think I have chafing because of it, because of the skin slapping it. Maybe pressure blisters. I don't know. But anyways, I still think Cameron's a little weird. At a certain point though, I have to like kind of question with Cameron the fact that when he was 15, he was already working with Yandere Dev. How much that influenced him. I mean, that's probably not. That's probably not like the best way to start your trajectory toward being a normal fucking guy. I don't know, dude. If I was hanging out with Yandere Dev from the age of 15 on, I would probably be pretty weird too.
Bit of a freak, but I can't, come to the conclusion that he actually assaulted someone. But
introducing my fiance to the world of internet drama, seeing her confused face is priceless. Dude, absolutely. This is one of like the most funny things about like internet drama is I'll be telling, dude, I do this. My wife doesn't watch these videos. Sometimes she'll watch my game videos, but most of the time she doesn't watch my videos, right? And I will constantly be like telling her about this drama, and I just see her face like glaze over. But then she'll tell me about some fucking romance novel that I don't give a shit about. She's like, oh yeah, and then he stabbed the blade into the mattress and she wrote it like reverse cowgirl style, and I'll be like, the fuck, that's hella weird, bro. That's fucking weird, dog. What are we doing?
As more stuff has come out, it's painted a bit of a broader picture. Again, there are better places to go. I'd say Queeman's probably got the best coverage of that. I'd say Aiden has done a lot of good coverage of that, even interviewing Cameron F305. Some of those interviews being pretty hard to watch just based on how poorly Cameron, interacts with Aiden. It really seems that like when Cameron's pushed on a certain question, he will try to evade and obfuscate and not answer directly. And it's really annoying. Like he is a very difficult person to listen to. Now, the reason why I'm even talking about Cameron today is because he dropped a new video. And in this new video, he cosplays again as the content cop, okay? He is the content cop, the new content cop. And I think it's fine and dandy if he wants to keep doing this content cop shit. Like, I don't really care. A lot of people have pointed out it's a bit cringe. Cameron F305 continues his mediocre.
Dude, Critical Shotgun hates this guy. Like, I follow Critical Shotgun on the fact that he has some good takes sometimes, but dear God, his little witch hunt for Cameron, somebody who's not like the biggest Cameron fan, is looking here and saying like, holy shit, bro, just calm down, dog, calm down. Like he's not fucking your mom, or maybe he is. King Jiffy, your stream died. My stream died? What do you mean my stream died? What's going on here? What do you mean? What do you mean my stream died? It seems fine. It seems like it's going wackadoodly. Maybe it's on your end, buddy.
Skinwalking of iDubbbz by releasing a content deputy video, and a little certain someone that I actually like, Nick Diorio. Okay, you guys might have your opinions on him. I like his content. Okay,
I like Nick Diorio. I like him a lot. Now, some people told me on my Nick Diorio video that he's had some dramas in the past that were like cringe and like gay and stuff, and he was the bad guy in them, but I haven't seen that. I really haven't seen that. I just from what I've seen my whole time on before I started doing commentary in my time now, I think Nick Diorio has usually pretty good coverage. Plus, we're supposed to sumo fight, so I really can't hate on him too much until that gets like officially announced, and then I'm gonna talk as much shit as possible to get those ticket sales up.
He's a good streamer. Good streamer. Is mediocre skinwalking is a hyper autistic way of saying parody? LOL. I don't think Cameron F305 is doing a parody. I think he literally wants to be the new content cop. Now, my main issue with Cameron F305, okay, I kind of bring it up here. People keep talking about this. They keep saying 2 years apart, 2 years apart. 2 years apart is not the fucking issue. Like, everybody's addressing this part, right? But nobody's addressing the second part where I say, begging you to drive her home. Okay. Now, was she begging? Who knows? But she was definitely asking to be driven home, and he wanted to spend more time with her. Like, he's kind of admitted to this. She's explained this as well. And so like the idea was like, okay, well, if you don't want to spend more time with me, give me a kiss, I'll drive you home. Like that was the exchange here. Remember, he's a couple years older, all right? Whether or not you want to act like that doesn't matter. She was 16. He was a couple years older, okay? Apparently, the shopping center where this incident took place, okay, it was a little bit far from her house, so she would have had to walk home in the middle of the night, okay? Little scary, little spooky for a 16-year-old girl. I can understand. Obviously, she wants him to drive her home. And a lot of people like to point out that he showed in his document the call where she said that he never did anything to her. It turns out that that call happened prior to this situation.
Well, and here's the thing too. That's why this situation gets so tough. Is I think they're both like absolute like goonbag liars. I think they're both a bit of lying to save face. I think she's lying to like capitalize off of the clout that he has garnered currently, and I think he's lying to save face. I think they were both like, I think this was just a bad situation for both of them, and they both were assholes, and now it's it's just blowing up. It's just stupid. This is like the dumbest thing. I don't want to believe either of these idiots, because they seem to lie on every single step of the way here. Now, I don't think he actually, I'm not going to say, and I firmly believe, because there's not enough information thus far to say that he has assaulted anyone. I think that it was, he had some like creepy moments, but like obviously 100% he was creepy. He was working with freaking Yandere Dev, like making that weird ass Yandere simulator while like getting pity bangs from his groupies, like weird, gross, cringe. And like on the other end, she was like doing a bunch of weird shit as well. Like if you look into her, she is like super suspect, and it puts this whole situation in such muddy waters, and that's why I really don't like covering it much.
Occurring. That call was based on another situation where they had met previously, and that this is the second time that they had met, where he's asking to hang out for a little bit longer, and asking for a kiss before he drives her home. Like this situation is not black and white at all, and that's why I'm not saying he sexually assaulted someone. I'm not saying that he.
Yeah, but here's your thing, Schleppy. Here's your thing, Schleppy. You can't sit here and say that you're not saying that he assaulted somebody, when that's what this looks like. That's what it looks like. It's like you're saying that he's like hunting down 16-year-old girls that just want to drive home so that he can like do weird stuff with them in a car. That's what I took from the tweet. When I saw this tweet yesterday, I thought, what the hell is going on? Was there some new allegations or something? And that's why I wanted to cover this video in particular, because this is a time where somebody's like disdain for somebody has like clouded their eyes to the situation at hand, and like your intention here, you're like, oh well, they're only talking about the second half of the tweet. Well, I mean, you put it in context here to the whole situation. You're kind of just saying, look at him running after kids. Like, that's the problem. You use this caption to like tell a broader narrative, and the broader narrative isn't hitting the way you wanted, and you're getting pushback.
Fucking attacked someone or held someone against their will. All I'm saying is, was there a 16-year-old in the forest begging you to drive her home? My conclusion with this guy is that he is creepy. He's weird. I don't like him. I would not want to associate with him. I wouldn't want people that I care about to associate with him. He's a freaky guy. And so the term skinwalking that our boy, where is he? Fuck, I gotta find it. The term skinwalking that Critical Shogun is using here, I kind of agree with.
And this is the thing too. Like here's our Critical Shogun. I said Shogun. Critical Shogun. I do agree. Like he is. His contact cops are like. I think he does a decent job, but I still think he's skinwalking as iDubbbz at this point. He's trying to like skinwalk and like fill that void, which is fine. If you want to do that, it's fine. I mean, but like, let's go to Schleppy's Twitter here. I do think like his hatred of him kind of clouds at times. Like this, if the internet versus can, so can I. So this is where he's talking about, so like the fact that Connor started doing internet versus to kind of take the place of Bo Blacks, right? And so he's basically saying, I can, if he can do that, I can be the new content cop. And then he's like, is that what you told the 16-year-old? And again, this put out of fucking context, what this looks like is you're saying that he's like always going after 16-year-olds, and he's like, and it puts this false assumption that he's like older or whatever. Again, when this happened, she was like 16 and a half. He was like 19. They were like 2.5 years, 2 years. I don't know the exact actual timeline. And that's where the waters get muddy, because you look at the fact that it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what are we even talking about? This is like legal in like 80% or 79% of the states or some shit. So I don't know. I don't know. Was there some stuff on each side? Yes, but I don't think where people are also going after her as critically. I also think that like this guy, like I said, he does lie a lot. He's like hidden evidence. This is a good tweet. This guy has verifiably lied multiple times, including about evidence related to an essay allegation made against him, and more than likely pretended to be a black Trump supporter on Twitter on an alt account. Okay, that's weird. But like, Noah is not scared of you, little bro. I mean, I don't think Noah is scared of him as well, but I also really hate Noah Samsen. So like, the fact that he's just Noah Samsen's also willing to just like, he's willing to perpetuate lies and whatever he can to try to win an argument, and that I think is disgusting. And in the same way, I feel like this is the same kind of thing where it's witch hunting, and that's kind of what I feel like this video is going to kind of turn into. Is Nicholas Diorio didn't 100% agree with him, so he's going in on the oh well, we should we all need to band together to call this guy like a creep, when it's a really weird situation.
Yes. I do feel like he's kind of skinwalked his whole career. He's either skinwalked X or he's skinwalked iDubbbz here. Like, I get this general aura, this disgusting general aura of this guy. Like, I can't pin down, like, what is he? What is this? I don't know. Anyways, so let's get to the point. Because I did mention Nick Diorio. So Nick goes, mediocre skinwalking, the hyper autistic way of saying parody, LOL. Now, when I think of parody, okay, I think of like a parody song where like you're spoofing what's going on. I'm thinking of like Weird Al, you know what I mean? I'm thinking of him like taking a general aesthetic and completely.
Oh god, dude, we're fighting over fucking terms here. This is autistic, bro. Sheeply, my dude, this was not a video to make, dog. Like, this is dumb.
Changing the vibe and completely changing the lyrics and like making his own meme with it. But if you watch what's his name, Cameron F305, let's watch his content deputy real quick here. Like,
wait, and again, dude, I feel like yes, the content deputy is not great. I don't think it's great. I think it has a lot of problems. I think he saw that he was offhandedly mentioned. I think that he offhandedly mentioned that that he was that iDubbbz, when he offhandedly mentioned him, he's like, oh, finally I gotta make the content deputy. I've been waiting for this guy to fucking acknowledge my existence. And it was really cringe, dude. I watched the whole content deputy, and it was just like all over the place. He like glossed through his accusations, and he put some shit in that helped him, but I've also heard some shit that isn't so great to him, but I've heard some shit that's not so great to her. And that's why this situation, in terms of like, if we're gonna talk about an internet drama where somebody's getting called out for essay, usually it's usually it has like a lot better information, and even in cases like this, when a girl's lying as much as she is, they usually get called out as well. And I feel like right now you have the Hassanites and part of the commentary community calling this guy out, and like standing a weird ground on this 1619 thing. And then you have like other people that are like, yeah, he's cringe, bro, but that's like, being cringe isn't against the law. And that's kind of where I sit. I think he is weird. He does like give me like weird vibes. I thought his first Content Cop was decent. I didn't hate it or anything. I thought it was like a good, to me it was like a good rendition of what a Content Cop used to be. And that's to me, I was like, oh, that's cool. I think that this is like, and I didn't see it as him wanting to be the new Content Cop at the time. I thought he was just doing like a parody of Content Cop, like Nick was saying. I thought, oh shit, this guy's parodying Content Cop. It's like interesting enough in that regard. Cool. This is like this is perfect time. You want to change your content style, you want to get into commentary, that makes sense. And then he started talking about doing Content Cops on other people, and I'm like, okay, Like you want to actually be the new content cop. You let the comments like go to your head to now you think you are iDubbbz, bro. And eventually, I think he's gonna crash out really hard. And the fact that he used to work for Yandere Dev and the fact that he swept for Yandere Dev as hard as he did is mad weird, dog.
All right, I can give the creep some fucking benefit. Okay, I thought that was cool.
What we do here is go back.
I thought that was, I was creeped out. Okay, this guy creeps me out. He is a freaky little guy. I don't like anything about him. Alright? And that it doesn't feel like parody. Okay, it doesn't feel like parody.
Well, and this is the thing too, where I'm saying that like why I'm saying Sheeply is having such trouble here is because like when you don't like somebody, trying to be fair in your coverage of them is like super hard, and I get that.
It feels like he's it feels like he fucking found iDubbbz's old skin and he crawled inside and he's like, this is me now. Love me for being him. I'm the content cop now. I don't know. There's something gross about it. And so Dickers, shout out Dickers, motherfucker. Shout out that guy. He's been pressing Cameron F305. Holy shit. Come on, mate. It's not a parody. He wants to be known as the new content cop. Call me when he does this with Asmongold or someone not named iDubbbz. Then I'll 100% agree with you. In the context of these two videos, I see zero issue.
Fair, and that's a fair take. I'm sorry, that is a fair take. Like, with everybody calling their shit content cop because of the buzz right now, that is an incredibly fair take.
That's fair, but watch the last 5 seconds and tell me he's not wearing that uniform like Norman Bates wore his mother's night tie. And then, shout out Nick, okay? Eating some humble pie. I actually might have to eat shit on this earlier than expected. I hear you, more to come. And it's the post that Cameron put out where he's saying, okay, I hear you all. Looks like there's a call for the streets to be cleaned up. There will be more content coming from me. More content cop. So he's obviously buying into, I'm the new content cop. I'm going to be the new fucking guy wearing the suit, okay? So obviously Lele Star gives him a little, come on, Nick, with the face palm. And then Nick drops this, and I just thought it was a little funny because it's a lot of words, okay? Listen, be mad at me if you want, okay? Be mad at me if you want. I just don't think, I don't think any of this merited this response. And so being a little cheeky, I go LOL, laughing, crying emoji.
No, it came off, see, here's the thing. This is where it came off, and this is where I'll disagree with you again, Sheeply. Here we go. We're going to go to the actual tweet. So, that's not what it came off to me. I was like, what the fuck? He posts this. I think people are being hypercritical of video essays in the larger streamer eccentric communities. In the concept of an exposed video on a 2025 content comp video, it is entirely acceptable to make a big, or make the video a big parody of Ian's older work. Now, literally becoming iDubbbz full-time and just making content cops full-time as a YouTube job is not the same as that. I would concede there 100%. That being said, I've done entire parody sections in the style of Nerd City or Mouthy Vuda as niche jokes unrelated to the video subject matter. And my PNGs were all parodies of every YouTuber that I would be making on the videos. No one with brain cells had an issue with that, and this is exactly true. I feel like there is a bit of people like Schleppy here, or Sleepy, and I'm gonna call him Schleppy, that sounds way better. Schleppy here I'm dying. Schleppy here has an issue with Cameron. He has an issue with Cameron. He doesn't like the guy. He wants it to be a big deal. So he sees this, and instead of like looking at it like, oh well, maybe Nicholas is like actually laying down some decent points here. He's actually this thread's been going on for a while. He puts out a lot of information, kind of saying like, yeah, dude, I see no problem with these videos. They are kind of a parody of what the old content cops were, and in context of when the first content cop dropped, I think Cameron did it as a parody. I think he saw an opportunity and like swung for the fucking rafters, bro. He swung for the rafters. He hit it out. He hit it out of the park. He made money for charity. He did a pretty good job. His second video was trash. I don't like that content deputy. We're not even gonna watch it on the channel. I listened to it in my free time. It wasn't that good. He was like whining most of it. Anyways, you look at this. you look at this and you're like, yeah, dude, it makes sense. Now, the fact that he wants to just become content cop, that's cringe as shit. That is really cringe. I think that he saw the comments, he saw the positivity coming his way, and he's like, oh shit, this can be my thing now. This can be my thing. I can skinwalk his iDubbbz, and I think that's weird. And I thought this was just Nick relaying his thoughts to the whole thing. And the fact that he like posted like the LOL, it's like you're clowning on him, right? It's you're like, he didn't relay good points. It's and like, even here, he's like, I'm just doing this for fun. And Nick even calls out Cameron right here. He's like, I'm just doing this for fun, blah, blah, blah. And Nick's like, well, you did say more content cop on the way, LOL, but I think there are more pressing issues going on in your camp gearing up for the totally real Noah Samson lawsuit. And that's like the thing where I think that this is my problem with a lot of the bullshit going on with Cameron right now. It's focusing on the 16-19 thing and not focusing on the sweeping for Yandere dev. It's focusing on this weird bullshit because Schleppy getting his feelings hurt because Nicholas Diorio didn't fucking 100% stand in his same position where he wants everybody to fucking hate on Cameron nonsensically like he does, and instead of like focusing on the issues with his content deputy video. I see a lot of this type of shit happening on the internet all the time. I mean, I'm sure I do it, so I'm sure I'm coming off a bit hypocritical here. But this is where I'm looking at this and I'm like, dude, you're doing a little hate campaign video because you didn't like the way a Twitter argument went.
Okay, because LOL, it is funny.
It is quite rich watching a reaction YouTuber talk about skinwalking. Hey, I'm not I'm a commentary. It's like reaction commentary, bro. I mean, like let's be a little nice here. I mean, YouTube's been doing reaction commentary shit since the beginning of time. It's not. So here's my thing. I think that there's a big difference, and I know that this is kind of nitpicking on myself. But I don't like people who just sit and like watch a video and just nod their head and like slow jerk it in the background. I hate that. I don't. I mean, everything I watch, I know chat's not really saying this is for me. I get it, but it's like, even like me, like Schleppy and all these guys, yeah, I consider us a different genre. When I think of reaction guys, I think of people like fucking Denims and what's Sniper Wolf and stuff like that. And I think there needs to be people need to like look at the thing about how it's like, okay, we have these two different camps, and one's reaction, one's commentary, and I think people like to blur those lines, so that's why I'm going to push chat back a little bit on that. This guy's copying an accepted format and using it to call somebody a copycat, and that's acceptable. I would agree with that to a certain extent, but I think we should be a little nicer to Schleppy here. I think he's just got caught up with somebody he hated.
And then I get fucking ratioed. Your Twitter name is literally a parody of Leafy.
Which you deserve, dude. You fucking deserve to get ratioed. It was a stupid fucking tweet, Schleppy. It was fucking retarded. It wasn't you just being like, oh, I decided to put a little jab at him. No. You were fucking salty, so you put LOL laughing face, and Nicholas Diorio fucking slapped your fucking dick off of your body to where it's still flying through the atmosphere because your name is literally Schleppy is here.
Now, first of all, I would say, if anything, it's an homage to Leafy, all right?
It's not a parody, guys. It's not a parody. It's an homage. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. We're doing the definitions thing. You shouldn't have made this video, Schleppy. You shouldn't have made this video, buddy. I like you. I really do like you. Eventually, I want to collab with you. I just think this whole video is just... This is why I don't cover the Cameron stuff so much, because, like, I think that there's not enough nuance being added to it. I think there's a lot of bullshit on both sides to where I would have to get fucking weirdly autistic about the entire situation, and I don't have time to get weirdly autistic about, like, how fucking much of a creep she is, how much much of a creep he is. Let's get in the whole Yandere backstory. This would be like a 472-hour video, and I don't want to do that. I'm not big enough to where I can keep somebody retained for that amount of time. I barely have enough clout to get somebody to be retained for 2 hours, let alone 4 that it would take to cover the entire Yandere meets new content cop, also adding in the iDubbbz context about how there's so much that you would have to add to get to the point of covering these accusations. Try to find a video that's short about the Cameron thing. It's impossible. I mean, there's stuff along this situation where the girl in this situation and a bunch of her friends were trying to like entrap and blackmail people into like sending them money so that because they were like flirting with them, and they were like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm 16. Oh, you gotta send us money. Now I don't know if those accusations are 100% true. That's just some of the stuff I've seen, and that's why this gets so muddy. And the fact that we're just covering it as, oh, new content caught bad. It's a much more nuanced situation than that.
Listen, Sleepy was taken on Twitter. What did you want me to do? I had to switch it up a bit.
I mean, this is all just cope, dog. This is all just cope, dude. This is upset. You got upset that you got fucking ratioed on Twitter. So you've put it around the idea that you went on a bad day of tweeting. You had a bunch of bad tweets, and then you fired up your camera hoping that you would get a big W. That's what happened, bro. And it's okay. We all do this shit. We all make mistakes. Like, how often do I fucking get ratioed? 24/7. I am one of the most hated men on the internet.
That doesn't defend your point, Diorio, okay? You were wrong.
It literally does, though. His point was, in context of these two videos being out, at least, well, now maybe, he said in these two videos, but I'm gonna go on a thing. In context of the first video, and even the second one where people are, like, calling out Cameron because of the fact that, oh, doesn't the person have to respond? Technically, iDubbbz did respond. Technically, Noah Samsen and iDubbbz did address Cameron. So, he has the right to make the content deputy. I think he waited long enough to where somebody did respond. He was able to come out and make his content deputy. I also think that when you look at the fact that, like, there's a big drama, the content cop is shit. He makes the content cop on iDubbbz. It's like an homage. Let's go there. A fucking homage to iDubbbz's older content. And here you are saying that's a bad thing because of some drama that's really fucking muddy. He can't do that. Dude, this is why you're running into the same arguments you're making for yourself in regards to getting ratioed from Nicholas Diorio. Are the same arguments you can make for Cameron, which are the arguments that Nicholas Diorio is making. Now, he has been critical of Cameron as well. I think the point of pointing out the lawsuit where he calls out Noah Samsen that he's gonna fucking, like, go suck Ethan Klein's dick so that he can join Mutahar in his lawsuit against Noah, which is retarded because once they go to a lawyer and say, hey, we're gonna sue this guy for fucking slander, and they're like, okay, let's, I want to see how this has hurt your career. No, we made money. Well, and the lawyer's gonna be like, yeah, you don't have much of a case, all right? So this would all be a frivolous lawsuit. I mean, I do think that there needs to be a point where you can sue people for slandering you, and I think that there is room to say that you can sue somebody on attack of character, defamation of character. So that gets a little money. But in terms of damages, I don't think anybody who's talking about suing right now can talk about damages because they're all making more money than they've ever made before. But yeah, dude, this is just fucking a lot.
Fuck you. Why the fuck did I have to get ratioed?
Bro. Dude's being such a bitch about it, bro. He's being such a little pussy. Look at him. It fucking he got pressed, dude. He got pressed and he fired up the video. Dude's just salty. This is such a bad look, Schleppy. This is such a bad fucking look, Schleppy.
I need more subscribers, bro. What the fuck is this? This is some bullshit right now. Moral of the story. I mean, I will read this in just a second. Moral of the story. I just thought that this was like way too many words for.
Dude, stop. Oh my god. This is like, the dude took the entire thread, broke it down in the arguments, and said there's two different There's two very different things that can happen here. Like if he becomes the regular, becomes the new content cop, that can gain its own criticisms. But on these videos thus far, it's not the same thing. When we're talking about items, it makes absolute sense to do a content cop style video on him. 100% makes sense. I was surprised more people hadn't done it. Like it had this hole in the market. The dude saw the hole. It was genius that he did that. I'm not gonna say, like, I'm not a big fan of Cameron, but it was genius that he did that. You're mad because Nicholas Diorio is making sense here and destroying your arguments, and it's making you look bad. And this is one of the things that I read this thread thinking, oh, maybe Sleepy will fucking own Nicholas Diorio on this, and then I just see it, and he's just getting hung up on the weirdest shit. You could talk about, like I'm sorry, I don't want the new content cop to be the guy who swept for Yandere Dev. That's a great example. Like, oh, you think the guy that swept for Yandere Dev is going to be critical of everybody? Like, get the fuck out of here. That's a good point, but we're not making those points. We're talking about something that is legal in like 80% of states. That's a really hard thing to like pin him down. Like, you're trying to make him as this like wild creep when the situation is way different than what you're trying to allege it to be, and your tweets are like off base of like the reality of the situation. And that's my problem here.
What the situation really is, which is parody, which is something that does exist that Cameron F305 is not doing, and then skinwalking, which Cameron F305 fully is doing. Cameron F305.
And I would like, when he makes a new content cop, that is 100% true. As of right now, I feel like it's hard to, I mean, yes, I think he's skinwalking his items. Right now, I think he got the reaction he wanted from the video. I think it went way better than he thought it was going to go. And now he's like, I'm going to be the new content cop. So he's going to skin to walk his items. And once he makes another video, I think he'll get a lot of backlash for it. I really do. I don't think it'll work as well as Cameron thinks it's going to work. I think the best thing for Cameron to do is to just make commentary videos and eventually do some different bits, right? Because everyone's right now it's hot to do the content cop thing. In a few weeks when he does content cop fucking Jizzbag McGee, it'll look weird and fucking cringe. So I think with the deputy getting enough pushback, I don't think he's going to be the next content cop. I don't think so. Maybe if he proves me wrong, I'll fucking make fun of him for it. Absolutely, I'll eat my words on that. I don't care. But right now we're jumping on a guy because he did a content. He fucking skinwalked his items. That's, I mean, it's, I don't know.
5 wants to be iDubbbz from 2016. That's what he wants to be. He does not want to be Cameron F305, okay? If he could change his name legally and nobody would get upset with it, he would change his name to iDubbbz. I think people are hypercritical of video essays in largely streamer centric.
I don't think it's like that. I think he's wanting to keep his own spin on it. I think it's an homage to what Content Cop was. I think that it came off as an homage to that. I never saw the first video as like a skinwalking as fucking iDubbbz. I didn't. I saw it as, oh look, iDubbbz dropped this shit ass Content Cop. I want to make a video like his old Content Cops to show people what making a good video still looks like in the little world of making content cops. And this is where his hatred of Cameron is getting in the way of his objectivity.
Communities. In the concept of an exposed video on a 2025 content cop video, it's entirely acceptable to make the video a big parody of Ian's older work. Now, literally becoming iDubbbz full-time and just making content cops full-time as a YouTube job is not the same as that. I would concede there.
This is so facts, dude. I don't understand how anybody can read this and not see this facts. Oh, but it's too many words, so I put the LOL. Nah, you put the LOL because he put a little bit of defense for, he put some defense in for a guy you don't like. That's why you put the LOL. You were upset. You were like, oh, he actually, like, yeah, he's like, oh, he put too many words. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Sometimes you have to put a few extra words in order to explain your point. So what? He should have just said, this video good. If he does another video, bad. What the fuck did you want, bro?
100%. That being said, I've done entire parody sections of videos in the style of Nerd City or Mouthy Buddha, as niche jokes unrelated to the YouTube video subject matter, and my PNGs were all parodies of every YouTuber I would be making videos on. No one with brain cells had an issue with that. I think Diorio, listen, this is a point that can be made, just not here. Just not here.
No,
'Cause
it
it's
can
not
be made here. It can be made here. You just don't like the guy, so you're letting it cloud your vision.
relevant. We like again, he did miss this. Like, look, he did miss that Cameron literally said he wants to skinwalk full time. Okay,
Yes, but I think that you're also missing out the critical point that I'm sure that I don't think that that was his intention. His intention in making the first video. I 100% believe that this guy who had a channel that wasn't doing great, that is just sound clips from when he made fucking Yandere Dev music for the game. I think that he saw this as a huge boom in his channel, the biggest thing he's ever done, and everybody was telling him that he was the new content cop, and I think he let him go to his head. I think that that's something that you should highlight, but you're not going to do that because it doesn't fit your narrative that you put in your head, Sleepy.
I thought it was funny that he posted this, and like now I'm watching, he's still going back and forth with somebody else. I don't know. That's why I said LOL. That's why I thought it was funny. Okay, so fuck you. All right, I did not deserve to get ratioed.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You deserve to get ratioed. You got called out on your hypocrisy right there. This literally like proved part of your hypocrisy, and this is the problem where you let your own biases cloud your vision, which happens to the best of us. Come on. I don't even think that it's bad if Cameron does Content Cop series. The only rule is to get views, and that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. Chat just said that. I mean, like, said that I don't even care that I don't even think that it's bad if Cameron does Content Cop series to only get like the views thing is important. I think Sleepy is mad because he didn't come up with something else that effective. Well, I want to be nice to Sleepy here because I really like him as a content creator. I think Sleepy does Sleepy does a really good job with his coverage of most things. In fact, when I'm looking at different videos that I want to, like, different dramas that I'm interested in, I check his channel to see if he covered it, so I can kind of piggyback off that a little bit, because I usually agree with almost all of his takes. I think that he's a cool guy. I enjoy his content. I just think that when I saw this morning, and I was like, I saw this Twitter argument going back and forth last night, I said, I have to cover this because it's going to be a fucking shit video. I knew he was going to be wet in the panties over this shit. And it was all because he got ratioed. That was 100% the movement of making this video. Is he likes Nicholas Diorio. He probably takes a lot of Nicholas Diorio's takes. I mean, everybody in the commentary community, like, looks at other people. We do a lot of research, and if somebody else is covering stuff, we look at to what they're doing. And I think that he didn't expect Nicholas to push him back as hard, and to also come after him. And like the fact that he didn't, his first time getting, like, noticed by Nicholas Diorio, the first time he's been, like, in a spat with somebody else from the commentary community, he got ratioed like a motherfucker, and he just thinks it's because that guy has a bigger sub count than him. When in reality, you're just letting your hate cloud your judgment on this particular situation.
It's fucking bad. Okay, you're the one terminally on Twitter, you fat fuck. Look at Cameron F305.
Dude, oh my god, dude. You're on Twitter just as bad too. This is terminally on Twitter stuff. Yeah, see, this is the problem with firing up your camera when you're mad at somebody. You do stupid shit. I mean, I saw this happen with Nuxtaku recently. Nuxtaku did some shit like this where there was a YouTuber who's banned off of YouTube. He like only uploads to Rumble, and because he hates Hasan, he put that video up on his YouTube channel. That's just asking to get fucking banned, bro. Like, why are you jeopardizing your career? Why are you jeopardizing your career on YouTube, the money you're making on YouTube, in order to get one more punch in on Hasan? Like, that's dumb. That's retarded. What the fuck are you doing? Like, this is the type of shit when you're being stupid you're being stupid because you're letting your feelings get in the way, that you're willing to make yourself look like an ass.
In the replies, trying to grovel to Daddy Dior.
Dude, he's been trying to fucking suck off Nick for a while, though, and it's so cringe. And
because motherfucker reacted to your video and didn't give any pushback. Fuck you. I don't see you replying to Dickers. I don't see you replying to Queeman. I don't see you replying.
Let's see if he actually covers the fact that Nick pushes back on him, though. Well, we'll see.
To Aiden. Yeah, all of a sudden, though, Diorio posts, Let me go reply to Diorio. Fuck you. Also, before we go, I'm just reading the replies to the fucking. Was there a 16-year-old in the forest begging you to drive her home? Somebody goes, I hope Hamas sees this, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why would you? What does that even mean?
That's kind of fun. But also, this is where his coverage is bad again. We're gonna pull up Twitter, and we're gonna pull up Twitter. I know I already talked about how he pushed back, but we're gonna pull up Twitter again. And my Twitter is King Jiffy Coats. You can follow me there. I talk about video games and drama most of the time, and it's oh god, this is so annoying. Let's go to Nicholas Diorio's thing, right? We're gonna go to Nicholas Diorio, and we're gonna actually look at his replies. We're gonna look at his replies here. We're gonna see. Did you? No, Nick, you gonna cover the new iDubbbz video? Okay, no, new iDubbbz video. Okay. What's your deal with him? Okay, hold on. This might be it. Oh, that's about Mutahar. That's Mutahar nutcase. That's mediocre. Here we go. This is where Cameron jumps in, right? Cameron jumps in. I'm not doing whatever is the most, or I'm doing whatever the most is the most fun for me. That's my content. I had a lot of fun making these sketches and stuff, and maybe it morphs into its own thing eventually. I don't plan on just being the new content cop. So he clarifies here, which I think that when he got caught up in the whirlwind. I think he got caught up in the whirlwind of the first content cop, and everybody saying that you're the new content cop, and he said, I'm gonna be the new content cop. I think that he can spin this into as a new thing. I think that he should make his own stuff here, but he said, well, you did say more content cop on the way. He pushes back. LOL, I think you are I think there are more pressing issues going in your camp, gearing up for the totally real Noah Samsen lawsuit. Now, I thought I tweeted on this. I swear I tweeted on this. Hold on. I guess I'm not. I commented under another one where I basically said that everybody's made money off of this shit. And this is the bullshit. That's why I like this. Is he 100% the Noah lawsuit thing is bullshit. He's trying to suck off Mutahar and Ethan Klein's nutsack to try to gain more clout off of being connected to them. This is cringe. This is shit that's interesting to push back on. Fucking getting mad because he made Content Cops videos is fucking retarded. Right, it's fucking retarded. It's petty, it's annoying, and to the fact that Schleppy refused to show that he did pushback makes him seem that he's fucking in bed with this guy, and that's where his coverage starts to look dog shit, right? And so I think that there is a case to be made there. I mean, of course this guy's mad fucking cringe, dude. It's just the dude is wildly cringe. He's fucking, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Cameron fan. I think his first video is good. I thought his second video was dog shit. I think Schleppy is real off base here. And with that, that's all I got on this one, guys. I hope that it was at least interesting. I know I talked a lot. I didn't expect to go in as hard as I did on Sleepy here. But, I mean, sometimes that shit happens. What do you want me to say? I'm not going to just sit here and pretend that every take you have is good just because I think you're a good content creator. I mean, and I hope people don't do that. I hope people push back on me as well. I eventually hope that somebody sees that some of my takes are out of pocket and they pull me out and then they make a video on me and then I'll fucking talk shit about them on this same channel. And maybe if they made good enough points, I will give them credit, like, hey man, that's a pretty good point, that I was sweeping there, or hey, I was doing this there. But I think the fact that he's not willing to give up any ground in this situation makes him look like a big asshole, and that's why he got ratioed. But that's all I got on that one, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Now, boys and girls, I got time for one more. And I think this is gonna be a really fun one. I think this is gonna be a really fun little side project here. I thought it'd be funny. I thought it'd be funny to go through I saw this video where it said 6 minutes of Anissa Jamba abusing iDubbbz. This is insane. It's a compilation of just Anissa being mean to iDubbbz, and I think it would be funny to just like laugh and like huckle-juckle at the fact that his husband is just constantly beating him, right? Just constantly beating him into the dirt, like verbally, not obviously physically. I don't know. I saw her boxing skills. It's not quite there yet, but this is done by Olabi. So let's get right into this. This is gonna be fun.
Shitting your pants. If you can. I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you...
Dude, we gotta go back again, dude. We gotta see his spot. Look how happy he is. Look at just the content state that iDubbbz is in. He has a personality again. He's like, yeah, dude, we're making so much money for this charity because our boxing event just plummeted and we look like absolute goon bags on the internet right now. What? Oh, my wife needs to talk. Hold on, guys.
If you can. I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you, you've always had like IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well.
Just his entire demeanor changes. She starts talking and the soul leaves his body.
What?
You're welcome.
I said, do you know what Ian would make?
What do you mean?
Like, what he would be good at?
What?
You know those, like...
I'm curious to know.
Bro, the way that she glazes, like, did you see how, like, dude, water, we just witnessed Niagara Falls between her legs for Chris Ray Gun, dude. Let's watch her gush again, dude.
What?
You know those, like...
I'm curious to know.
You know, like in Aladdin, you know, Apu, the, like, little monkey dude who dances on the street for money.
You think? Okay, so you've gone from Chris. Your girlfriend would make a great porn star. You know what my boyfriend would make? A great monkey that dances on the side of the road in third world countries for minor attention and possibly food.
Jeez, dude, poor iDubbbz. This shit just constantly just like putting his ass over the fire and slapping it, dog.
This causes me pain. It's like...
Ian 2 years ago was like a stick.
Yeah, no.
And I was like...
I weighed more than Ian two years ago.
Yeah, that's...
But like also when he started...
He's like, oh yeah, dude, that's crazy. I don't even know what to say to that. Nothing I say is either gonna make me look sexist or like a dick to Ian. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut so I don't get kicked out of the event.
Fighting for the first time, his head, it was like a chicken, and he would like move his body but not his head. So he would do like a lot of this, and the coach would be like, no, move your head, and Ian would be like... Because I really liked it. It was kind of cute. It was endearing.
It's like a baby chicken.
Yeah.
He's gonna grow. So comparing how much you've grown in 2 years.
Yeah.
You're a big one.
Yeah, I'm big. 2 stone, you have a 170. I mean, yeah, 140.
Yes, I'm Ian. Oh, yeah, I'm 170 now. Yes. My wife hates me, but it's okay. I'm gonna probably win this boxing fight. I lost the last one, but I'll win this one. Then he loses the next one, too. Dude just absolutely gets butchered out there.
Yeah. Very skinny. Yeah, I never had, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I think it's always a little bit emasculating when you're boxing someone who has more boxing experience than you.
No, Mr. iDubbbz. You hurt me. You hurt me, iDubbbz. No. Mr. iDubbbz is too loud. Mr. iDubbbz is too loud.
I am here with iDubbbz. iDubbbz, it was an absolutely hell of a fight. What would you like to say to all your fans and supporters that were rooting for you here today?
I don't know. That shit's hard.
Oh my God, dude. Dear God, I thought this would be funnier. This is kind of sad. This part's mad sad, guys. Boys and girls in chat, I know that you're, we were wanting to just chuckle. This is just kind of depressing.
Yeah, I really appreciate everyone. You know, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do appreciate the support, and you know, thank you for coming.
What were the thoughts going through your head when Ian started crying? Please be honest.
I mean, that wasn't I didn't think too much of that. I mean, it's probably, you don't really have to be a bitch to start crying in that situation. I wasn't like, oh, he's crying, oh my God.
That's actually a good take from Sam Hyde. And now, again, I don't agree with everything Sam Hyde says, but I think he's funny sometimes. But I would agree, dude. I don't think he's a bitch in that situation. He got his ass kicked in the ring. They asked how he feels about it. And he's just kind of sitting there, second year in a row, getting his ass kicked. I mean, it makes sense.
I was just like, this kid just took so much head damage for nothing because his bitch girlfriend made him do it. And it made me sad.
Like coughing in the morning, and I filmed it because I thought we were going to do a documentary, so I like filmed him coughing in the shower. All night he was coughing. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so bad. He also had fractured shins, but like, you can fight on fractured shins.
Dear God, dude, what the fuck? Holy shit, I didn't know any of this, dude. Dude's like coughing his fucking dude's sitting in the shower like crying and coughing and blood's pouring out of his mouth, and he's just like, we need this fucking event to succeed so people think I'm popular. iDubbbz, you little pussy. I don't care if your shins are fucking fractured, you little bitch. I know you look like a baby bird out there getting your ass kicked, but you need to go get this paycheck for mama. Dear God, dude.
But you couldn't be as bouncy, but we found that out too.
People are going to be saying excuses
I know,
for the fight from a year ago.
Yeah, from a year ago.
Let me just add, he still would have lost to Dr. Mike even if he could breathe and didn't have fractures.
Oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ. Even if he wasn't like, even if he wasn't like dying of tuberculosis and his butthole wouldn't have been ripped open, he still would have lost. He fucking sucks at boxing, bro. He probably should have never boxed. But don't worry, we made him box the next year too because it was a really good idea.
Start making money again, so
Maybe
yeah.
explain why you cried, because I feel like people might be kind of curious.
Well,
about
yeah.
Yeah, someone said...
Jump scare.
Yeah, please talk more about how you fucking cried on stage. And like, not mention the fact that you were crying next to him either. Just, why were you being such a bitch, husband?
Pick 3 words to describe your fashion, and that's like how you can like work on your fashion. So you like whatever 3 words work for you. So for Ian, for example, like I would say trashy or trailer park would be one. Like untucked or like a bit unorganized and like simple.
Oh dear God, dude. The vitriol, like, you can see, like, the vitriol she throws at Ian, dude. That is so fucking mean. You look like a garbage human. You look like AIDS. But if AIDS was a person, that's what you look like. Have you seen Dallas Buyers Club? You look like Matthew McConaughey from Dallas Buyers Club, you trashy, trashy trailer park man. You are the embodiment of AIDS, you fucking little douchebag. And he's like, I love you too, Anissa.
Right.
White.
Well, that goes with trailer trash.
Oh, okay.
But like, there's 3 descriptors that he kind of always likes to follow. He likes, like, it's a bit unkempt looking, but it's simple. He keeps it pretty simple. He'll have like one statement piece, maybe like that shirt, and it always has the theme of like trailer park or kind of just like, you know, that's
Do you
his vibe.
identify with the trailer parks, Ian?
Yeah.
This is a crazy one.
What the hell is this?
Is that her last name?
He's taken her last name.
Oh, brother, the whole thing is just so bad.
Brother. They married in June with iDubbbz' last name changed from Washburn to Joma. My brother, oh man.
Man, I want to
chat right now.
He is deeply in pain.
Hey everyone, it's your boy.
Oh, there's way more than that. I was kind of disappointed because there's way more. He threw in more. He threw in a lot more of the Sam Hyde stuff than I thought he was going to. There is way more. There's like a billion more of just Anissa. Like let's see if we can find Anissa. Oh God, trashing iDubbbz. We gotta find more. We gotta find more. That can't be it, dude. There's gotta be like, here, let's see. Oh God, let's see here.
Here we go, now one. Nothing wrong with me. Two, nothing wrong with me.
Oh my God, dude, look at this, dude. This is so trash, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. Oh, wait, what?
I think, I don't know, like, I don't want to say, like, cliche words or anything, but feeling smothered or just feeling like there's too much. I was so used to steering my own ship, not having any responsibility other than to look out for myself.
Was there a precursor buildup of her pursuing and you distancing that?
Typically in our situation, what happens is things get controlling or abusive, and then the split happens. So I contacted his mom because we have a very good relationship, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And she was like, he needs to know that you are going to like let him exist, that you're not going to like make this a problem, that he has the freedom to like do what he needs to do. And so she was like,
oh, make sure that you keep him on a leash, Anissa, but you give him enough length to like just go out there and have a little fun. Sometimes he wants to pee in the bushes. Let him pee in the bushes. Dear God, dude. I think we got enough of the sad. I mean, there's endless amounts of times that it's just like every time their podcast is the Ian humiliation ritual. Their podcast is how bad can we make Ian look today? It's super super sad, and I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't like their dynamic. I think that their dynamic is like wildly uncomfortable. But anyways, guys, we got one more. We got one more here for you guys. Jesus Christ. We got one more for you guys. This is gonna be a fun little anime one. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. That was so bad, dude. I can't. Well, anyways, we're gonna watch one video for the Masked Man to kind of round it out, and have a little bit of fun here. But this is from the Masked Man. The Masked Man is one of my favorite YouTubers on the platform. I think his content creation on terms of anime is incredible. I think he's always done a really incredible job with his anime breakdowns. This is called My Chat Forced Me to Read a Good Manga. So I'm like actually excited to see what this good manga is.
Right here. My chat hit me with some of the best manga I've read in a while. Others kept me up at night. The universe will deal with you specifically. These were the manga that were recommended, most of them being via donation, so thank you to all of those who've been joining the live streams and showing your support. They will be on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube for the time being, so feel free to stop by. And here are 7 manga my chat forced me to read. If you're looking for a new ongoing series that is actually worth your time, Dragon and Chameleon is my first suggestion. In this story, Gario's the
dude, we get 5 dope mangas? Come on, dude. Come on. We know we're gonna be killing it here, dude. Oh, let's get into it.
Creator of Dragonland, the most successful manga in the world. One thing is very apparent about him. He's an absolute manga addict, someone possessed by the love of what they do and serves as a likable and inspiring main character. His assistant, Miyama, is massively talented as well, but his talent is copying the style of others perfectly, hence his nickname, the Chameleon. Unlike Gario, it's clear from the jump that Miyama—
I actually really like anime like this, where it's like, Food Wars is a good example. Now, Food Wars has a lot of problems with fan service. The fan service is way too much, really annoying, and it kind of gets in the way of what Food Wars actually is. I think the cooking and the intrigue part of that is like the best part, but I like when it's like an anime about regular people doing regular day stuff. I think that if it's done in the right way, it can still have that shonen flair, and I think a lot of people think that it has to like become like a drama or anything, but you can keep that shonen flair and still do everyday stuff, you know what I mean?
is full of negative sentiments, and he believes he was never meant to have the success he craves. An accident happens and the two end up swapping bodies. Gario is now determined to prove to Miyama that he is wrong about himself, and that he will make a new series that will rise to the top and soar like a dragon. Hence the name of the manga, Dragon and Chameleon. It's a manga about making manga, but it not only delves into some of the technical things that make a page stand out, or the process of working with assistants, but what makes this manga so special and one I'm dying to get more of, is how it delves into the mind of someone who truly loves their craft and is passionate about it, someone dedicated to one thing for their entire life. The different approaches everyone has, and no matter who you are, there is only one thing holding you back, and that's yourself. If you think you're needing a bit of motivation or inspiration, this is one of
I also like the idea that that your assistant becomes your enemy or becomes the main villain of the story, and how this other guy is like now fighting from the assistant position by saying that, yeah, you might be able to copy my art style, but you can never copy me.
best things you can read. Seriously, just the artwork alone speaks for itself. Okay, now that we're not in the first 30 seconds of the video, the OG title was going to be Taking Manga Rex Like a Whore, but YouTube has to be a boring platform. From inspirational to
Base, dude, what is with the masked man just being a badass, bro? Dude, I'm sorry, dude. I feel like YouTube's become so bitch made, especially in recent years, that it's just like it's hampering creativity. And the masked man fucking gets that, dog. I love anybody who can fucking get that.
Wholesome and very, very happy. This manga's for anyone who needs some uplifting and warm feelings. Banana Fish is a manga about two friends, Ash and AG, I think that's how it's pronounced, who get close. Very close. Now, I don't think some in the back are understanding me. Very close. Ash is a delinquent, criminal, thug, poor soul who's grown up in a life of pain and misery, and AG is an ex-athlete from Japan who's visiting the US of A. They end up involved in this big thing where they need to find out what is Banana Fish. It's like the whole mystery, although pretty early on you find out what it's all about. It's a pure thriller from start to end, and you never really feel like you have time to catch a breath. The moments you do are where some of the best character moments happen, and I think anyone who reads this will appreciate the plot and the pacing. This is completed and is full of action, violence, and some really mature topics, but surprisingly enough has one of the
I feel like, okay, so I feel like the fact that it's like got a gang person, right? I think, hold on. We're gonna pull something up. Rumblefish, right? Rumblefish. Runs into his old friend Steve Hayes at the beach. It has been 5 years since they last saw each other. Steve is in college, and Rusty is not long out of the reformatory. When Steve looks at the scar on Rusty's side, Rusty tells him that he got it in an eye fight. Steve remembers and tells Rusty that he was there when it happened, and Steve mentions that Rusty looks like someone from their past. Rusty thinks he could. So this is kind of like the same thing, dude. This is the same thing. So this is like one friend's doing good, the other friend's doing shit, right? Which is, I don't know. It's kind of funny. I feel like they read S.C. Hinton's Rumblefish and then did a play off that. I'm not 100%. I'm just a big S.C. Hinton fan. One of my favorite books of all time, like my entire literary, like, adult life. One of the best books I've ever read is That Was Then, This Is Now. I think it's an incredible piece. It is a spin-off of The Outsiders. And it's not like you need to have read The Outsiders to get That Was Then, This Is Now. Just Ponyboy Curtis is a character in That Was Then, This Is Now for a short portion of the book. So if you want like background on who Ponyboy Curtis is, you will need to have read The Outsiders, but if you don't read it, he's just a cool side character. Or Golden, yeah, I think it's Ponyboy. Golden Boy Curtis, I can't remember his actual name. It's been so long since I've read The Outsiders, and That Was Then, This Is Now. But I think That Was Then, This Is Now is an incredible novel. It's heartbreaking. It's gorgeous. It's one of the best endings I've ever seen in a book in my entire life. It is truly remarkable. So the fact that this is Banana Fish and Rumblefish, on the top of the fact that there's kind of that dynamic of one person doing good, the other person is in that gang lifestyle. I don't know if there's a gang romance. Rumblefish is not one that I'm acquainted with. I haven't seen the film or read the book on that one, but I do like S.C. Hinton, so it's got to have great literary works. I just know the elevator pitch of it.
Happiest, heartwarming endings ever. So happy, in fact, that I cried tears of joy. So fucking happy.
Dude, the Masked Man is incredible. Like, he just adds this fucking, he adds this flair that I think a lot of people in the anime community don't add because they're trying to be taken as way too serious.
Tears of joy. So fucking happy that I walked outside at 4 in the morning and thought about whether or not I was making the right choices in life. In all seriousness, I think a great sign of mystery turned thriller manga is when it becomes impossible to put down. Destroying my sleep schedule was totally worth it. Sakamoto Days has been gaining a lot of steam over the last year, and so it only
yeah, look how dope that looks. Yes, dude. Is there gonna be an anime of this? Because this looks fucking amazing. Sakamoto Days.
It makes sense that something like this would be made. I want you to imagine John Wick, but he gives up his life of being a hitman, not over his woman and love of his life, but for a J-pop idol. Kuroshiya no Oshi is ongoing, and it's a blend of insane action and comedy. I wish I had more to say about this manga, but outside of the description I gave, that's pretty much it.
Oh, dude, it's on, they have Sakamoto Days on Netflix, dude. Oh, dude, I really need to get, I really need to get Netflix, dude, because they're starting to come out with some of the anime that I really want to see pretty bad, and also One Piece Season 2 is coming out, so I need to get Netflix again.
I don't think the action is as good as Sakamoto Days, although to be fair, that is a high bar. If you want something simple and fun, then here you go. I was worried that people were going to recommend a whole lot of ass, but if this is the worst one that will be in the video, y'all did a good job. A manga that I was very happy to see recommended was Red Living on the Edge. This is a revenge story, and not a shit one. There's going to be a video dedicated to the worst one I've read coming out soon, don't worry. But this follows Red, the last survivor of the Wisa tribe who seeks revenge on a group of soldiers that massacred his people. The premise is simple, and my concern at first was if the more unique setting for manga would be the only unique thing about it. But the exploration into the characters, complemented by this simple but well done color motif with the names, has been some of my favorite character writing ever.
Yeah, this one doesn't have a manga. I mean, have an anime, which sucks because it's got that Western motif, and I think that's just such an underexplored area of anime, dude. Is there's not that Western motif enough. And now I grew up on Westerns. My grandfather, my papa would only watch Westerns, dude. He was the biggest John Wayne fan in the world. He loved Clint Eastwood. All he would do was sit and watch Westerns and sports and hunting. He would watch people hunt. He would watch people play sports, and he would watch fucking Westerns. That's all he did, and I used to love watching them with him. So it would be nice to have like an anime that kind of hit that. I mean, Trigun kind of does it, and there's also this other one, this like a mech one that's okay, but
story at no point ever feels stale, and it explores the true cost of pursuing a life of vengeance in all of its nuances, while covering the mature topics that would be expected when talking about the massacring of the natives. The antagonist of the story gives me chills, and is a slippery character to say the least. This manga punches hard in the feels, has amazing action and scenarios, where even though we may not agree with the actions of the main character or other characters at certain points, they all make sense, as well as showing people who try to live a life of repentance for sins.
Well, and also I like that it's showing the brutality of the West too. I like the glorification of the West, and I also like when it shows the brutality of the West. I can like both things. I think people who hate on like, oh well, the West wasn't that. I hate that they glorify it. Shut the fuck up. It's entertaining. Get the fuck out of here. But I think that this is like, I like that it's like a Blood Meridian style look at the West
that they will have to atone for the rest of their life. Romance, tragedy, violence. My favorite. If you like anything like Blade of the Immortal, Vinland Saga, Berserk, or really any other story that delves into revenge well, I don't think you'll find many that do it better than this one. In terms of the basic premise, it is doing something super unique, not entirely. But not every manga is trying to do something different, some are trying to do something well, and this is a perfect example of such. I had seen a video done on this, and I didn't watch since I didn't read it myself, and I eventually wanted to do a video, but after reading the series, I then watched the video, and I don't think I could make something better than that one. The link to that video will be in the description below.
Up, guys. Okay, we're opening this in a new tab. We're pausing this. We're gonna go to Sandman.
So you know about Paranormal Activity?
We're adding this to the watch later, bro. We're putting this to watch later. We are going to watch this video on the channel later because I'm actually really hyped by this by the description and the elevator pitch of this this manga. So I want to see more about it. This is something I want to dive a little deeper in on another day.
Oh, he also has some really good stuff. Do you like speed, racing, cars? Not really? Well, too bad. Initial D is over 700 chapters, but it honestly feels like half of that, which makes sense for a racing manga. I will say it's super fun, and I never thought a series about cars would get me interested personally, but it's cool seeing the growth of the main character Tak. If I had to give a heads up, I do feel like being at chapter 300 doesn't feel all that different from what's happening around the 50 chapter mark. It has one formula, and you can start to feel that when the story isn't being broken up by the drama of the romances that take place, which are well done for the most part, and not what I was expecting at all when reading it. I will say it.
I'm not the biggest racing guy. I like Fast and Furious, the 1 through 5, I guess. I've watched some racing movies, but it's always like something that I've just been okay with. I've never been the biggest car guy.
Does its Formula 1 well, I'm sorry, you can unsubscribe. No, I get it. I have no issue with that, again, as I had a blast reading it. But if you are expecting the character exploration that you see in Hajime no Ippo with its cast, then you might be disappointed. Fun fact, the author of Ippo was the assistant for Initial D, which I had no clue until I was on call with a family member discussing my sentiments about this manga. The recommendation was to check out the anime, so I might have to do that and see if I like it more that way. It had good moments of comedy and the rush you feel is magical damn near, but in the first half it does feel like you were seeing the same turns, the same guardrails, the same beginning and end outcome to each race over and over and over again. Which could honestly be a critique of sports manga in general, is how repetitive they can feel when you don't feel like the characters are being delved into enough. However, seeing Tag grow from apathetic to in love with racing and letting out his competitive spirit was dope, and something I'm sure some of you will resonate with. The next manga is titled Ice Blade, although it has another title in Japanese that will be up on the screen, and I believe it has a sequel that I didn't check out. Ice Blade is a detective manga where
we need more detective animes that are good, dude. I feel like I'm constantly trying to find good detective mangas. If you know any good detective anime, dude, any like really great detective, I found like No Gun No Life was okay. I'm trying to think of another one that really blew it out of the park. There's that one that's like Psychopaths or something. That one's pretty good. But if you have any other recommendations, I've been like in desperate need of like a noir style detective thriller anime.
The main character is this very clearly emotionally detached individual, and his methods of getting things done can be seen as insensitive or heartless. At first, the story starts off as episodic with each case that you go through, so you sort of feel like the narrative isn't really going too far with anything. It's like, okay, we explored this, dropped it, explored this, dropped it. But after that 10 chapter mark, it continues on to have a consistent narrative. And it's really nice seeing the actions of the main character and the nuances of how justice is handled and the way that it all goes about it. Overall, it is a bit of a heavy read, and each chapter is quite a bit to go through, so I wouldn't really recommend binge reading this manga, but I do think that if you like detective stories, murder mysteries, thrillers, this is an excellent read to have. I would like to say this now, those of you who recommended series for this video that made it in, y'all did an excellent job with your picks. And I also noticed a lot, I get a lot of comments, or people will come into the live stream and ask me to read something that not only I've read, but I've done videos on. So once again, that's no problem. But for the next part, if this ends up, doing well and I do a part.
Yeah, dude, come on. Like, look up at what, like, before you put a comment when he's talking about recommendations, like, do a quick search on his channel, bro. Just do a quick search. Like, it's not that hard.
I would like to include the usernames of the people who recommended the series, because I feel like you deserve that kind of shout out, at least for your support. So thank you once again to everyone who's shown support, not only in the live streams, but in the videos in general. All right, on to the final recommendation. I feel like I need a cigarette after reading this one. Eden, It's an Endless World is a brutal, violent manga in every way. It feels like it has the essence of Blade of the Immortal, Black Lagoon, and a sprinkle of Akira all blended together. A virus kills a whole lot of people, and humans have been using cybernetic enhancements. We follow a couple characters in the story, but the main one is Elijah Ballard. His father, Enoi, I think that's how it's pronounced, I'm shit with names apparently, being a very important person. He gets caught up in a lot of bullshit, as an evil organization is working behind the scenes to gain control, and the virus seems to be evolving as well. This has some great characters, but a heads up, once again, it is very violent and explicit in many ways, and does not spare the reader one bit.
Well, that's fine. I actually I wanna like get more into stuff like this that have like that no fucks given mentality, because I think that it elevates the. Now you might say the brutality and stuff doesn't elevate the genre. I believe it does. When I look at something like Berserk, I feel like it's actually elevating the genre to bigger heights than just your typical shonen slop. Now I love typical shonen slop. I like isekai slop. I like slop of all kinds. But at the end of the day, I do like when I can hit a really good piece of art.
As the story unfolds, it asks the question a good amount about God and if he is real, and if he is, whether he is fair, tying that in with our existence and how the characters make sense of the ugly mess that they live in. At first I was concerned it was going to be very generic with its approach, but as you meet more characters it provides different views to that question and everything else that comes with it. This is one of those stories that, due to the themes that it deals with, amidst all of the violence and even politics, it will not only stay with you, but you might take away something different or view the message of the story with a different perspective a few years down the line, since it goes over some very existential questions we all sit down and go over from time to time. I think it's safe to say that this has been one of, if not the best manga I read this year, and just one of the best manga I've read, period. Some of these series I'm sure I'm going to revisit, others I'm going to revisit with a lot of hesitation.
Dude, this Eden, Eden, It's an Endless World looks so sick, dude. I really hope they make a let's check. I've checked on animes on all of them. Most of them, Initial D has an anime, and I think the first one had an anime, but this one I don't know. I don't know if it has an anime. I feel like it probably doesn't. Let's see. No anime on this. That sucks, dude. I would like to see it. I would like to see them make one on this Eden, It's an Endless World. The art style's incredible. I really, this is out of all of them, I think this is the coolest one that bit me by far. I think this one has potential to be really cool too, as just like a sit down and chill with.
And with my emotional guard up, and others I'm really excited to see how they continue onwards. If you want to get your recommendation out and get it included in a video, because it'd be really cool to make this a series, make sure you stop by the live streams and show your support. And thank you once again for an amazing year so far with the channel. I know the uploads have slowed down a lot, but I've really been wanting to evolve and push out.
Well, and I mean, this is from a year ago, so I don't even know if he does the live streams anymore, but I thought this was a really fun video. It's cool to take some of the recommendations from your chat and then look into them. I mean, I've done that definitely on this channel. I love when people recommend me new rabbit holes to go down, and I absolutely will consistently check that shit out. It's just something that I think it's fun to do. Even if I don't think the video is going to be gangbusters, I will at least check it out and look into it on the channel, because, I mean, it's not that I'm doing a service or anything. I'm not that fucking cool, but it's just something that is fun for me. It's really fun for me, so I want to keep doing it. But that's all I got for this one, guys. I thought it was an amazing video. You got 5 new mangas you can check out. I think again, Masked Man does a really good service to all of these. We even have some other stuff to look into deeper, which is super appreciative. And it's just such a great thing that I think more people need to go and subscribe to this guy. And the dude just like has this ability to make me want to keep delving into this world that a few years ago I had no idea about, that I was like kind of like, oh, anime is only for cringe losers. Now I'm like a big fan of it, you know what I mean? So it's about this like learning and like growing with the ideas that I definitely had some hesitancy towards, as well as some kind of I don't like a lot of the like cringe super anime people. Sometimes I think they're annoying as shit, and that's like any fandom gets those type of people. And so it kind of kept me away from like watching or reading or doing any of this type of stuff, because I didn't want to like end up being like somebody who dresses up like Sailor Moon at a convention. And I realized that it's just media, and I can do whatever I want with the media. I don't have to like become this, doesn't have to envelop my entire life. And I think that's something that everybody needs to know, that you might like something a lot, but don't let it entirely consume you. Make sure you're a well-rounded person. Find a bunch of different interests. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'll get off my soapbox and I'll get out of here. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, boys and girls, that's all I got for this. That's all. You've been good. You've been sweet, sweet boys and girls. This has been a wonderful time. It's been an engaging adventure, and I love you all, and I'll catch you on the next one.